Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
After a mom in Michigan got locked up for refusing to get her kid vaccinated, the vaccination debate here is heating up. Valley News team's Jovana Simic spoke with a mom who says she's going against the health department's recommendation to keep her kids safe.
Start putting the pressure back on adults if they think vaccines do what Big Pharma says they do. That's the opinion of one local mom who says she's not getting her kids vaccinated. She didn't want to be identified because she doesn't want to put her kids at risk. She messaged us on Facebook saying, quote, "Many people, like myself, choose not to vaccinate for religious, philosophical, or medical reasons." She says there are also a lot of peer-reviewed studies proving there is a link between vaccines and neurological damage. According to North Dakota state law, kids need to be up to date on certain vaccines before they attend both school and childcare. However, there are medical, philosophical, or religious exemptions in the state. But health officials say getting your kids vaccinated is about more than just your kids' health.
We're not seeing these diseases, but if we stop vaccinating, they will quickly come back.
Lexi Barber from the North Dakota Department of Health says there are misconceptions about the dangers of vaccines.
Because they are going into healthy individuals, they're held to a higher standards than most drugs or anything like that. There's a lot of studying and research that goes into vaccines before they are approved, and even after they're approved, we continue to watch for any safety issues.
Barber says last year, the state had 3.3% of kids that claimed a vaccination exemption. She urges parents to get their children vaccinated, but the mom we spoke with says the government health department isn't changing her mind, saying, quote, "I think society really needs to stop putting so much pressure on infants and small children who have immature blood barriers and fragile immune systems." Jovana Simic, Valley News Live.
The North Dakota Department of Health says if you want to do your own research on vaccines, you should, but make sure you go to a credible site like the CDC. Make sure you tune in to North Dakota Today, where you can hear more tips from the North Dakota Department of Health on how to keep your kids safe. An early morning standoff ended peacefully after the SWAT team moved in on a man with a gun and a child inside a South Fargo home. Authorities rushed to the southeast end of Fargo early this morning around 59th Avenue South. Fargo cops say once police arrived on scene, the man told them there was a child inside. According to police, the man says he was armed. Police say the man did not make any threats to the child. The Red River Valley SWAT team was called to the scene and officers were able to negotiate with the man. Fargo police say they don't expect any charges to follow. The man was taken in to get medical evaluations. A high-risk sex offender is moving to town, and the Fargo PD want you to be aware. 26-year-old Chase Adam Gillette is now living at 1228 10th Street North, number 1 in Fargo. Gillette is registered as a sex offender for life because of a 2011 conviction for sexually assaulting 15-year-old girls. He was also convicted for gross sexual imposition. The name has been released of the man that was killed when he drove his truck in front of a train. Investigators say 61-year-old David Ehrman of Cathay, North Dakota, pulled out in front of a BNSF train and was struck broadside. The crash happened about 11 miles northwest of New Rockford. The truck rolled and Ehrman died at the scene. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the investigation is still ongoing. And the fight over the Dakota Access Pipeline continues in federal court. Now, an environmental impact study on the pipeline is taking longer than initially planned. According to court documents, the Army Corps of Engineers were supposed to finish by the end of the year. Now they're saying it won't be done until April. The holdup is over conducting an oil spill model. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe says the study should have been completed before President Trump pushed the project ahead. One judge is considering pausing pipeline operations until a study is done, but it's not known when that ruling could come. And check this out. Retired farmer Gene Hansen took this photo of his farm field from the skies above Edgeley, North Dakota. It says, "We stand" for the national anthem. Hansen, who's known for making designs in fields, says he decided on this because of all the nasty news with Trump and the NFL. He says he has nothing against people protesting or talking about racial inequalities, but says during the anthem, you should stand up and put your hand over your heart like you're supposed to. People in our community were breaking a sweat to break a stigma. The Barbells for Change event teamed up with EHP CrossFit and the F5 Project to help raise money for their organization and the F5's project's goals to support people with a criminal past while they are locked up, but to prepare them for life after prison and to break the cycle of crime.
It's really awesome seeing that the stigma is being erased right now and that people with backgrounds and people with no backgrounds are hanging out and doing stuff together.
The event raised $2,000 to support the project's programs. And promoting reading by reading to some very good listeners. The Moorhead Public Library hosted reading sessions with local therapy pets this afternoon. Participants would read aloud to furry friends to relieve some stress, and for the younger readers, build some self-esteem.
Pets won't judge you for your reading abilities, won't judge you if you aren't a good reader, if you are a really good reader. They're just there to listen, and that really gives the reader a sense of confidence.
More therapy pet reading sessions are planned, the next one being held on October 16th. The library says they plan to hold events twice a month through December.